Hello, let's make a painting. Excuse me. Alrighty, water in a glass, and let's see what we're gonna do today. Now, I'm gonna wet the top portion, and as more I go down, I will just try to a little bit less of the water. I wanna have some dry spots, and I will take some red and straight on the paper. Try to form some kind of valley. There's gonna be a little hills moving around, so we'll see what's gonna come up with that. Alrighty, let's keep going. Clear my brush and keep going with the red. I want it a little bit more vibrant. Now, let's mix that with a little bit of gold green. Just cover up. The one thing I like to do a lot, and after watching my own videos, I see that I don't mix colors that often on the palette, and I just use a lot of raw colors and just mix them on the paper itself, which I guess I prefer it more. All right, let's clear the brush, and the foreground is pretty much done for the first stage of our painting. Which one is I typically work in a 3 to 4 layers, not more than that. I don't want to go too deep into this. For the sky, it's going to be dark blue straight from the tube, and I'm just going to imitate some wind going left and right. Kind of stormy-ish. So I'm just going to keep tapping and well, I'm not going to blend everything. I'm just going to put some black spots here and there and let the water do her stuff. But every time when I make something like this, I feel like it's always a good comparison to life, because you make a couple of things in your life and the things keep going. Is the consequences because of the couple of things you did. Now, of course, this can go, good and bad direction. But in general, once you make one thing like this one, look at it. I just put 3 pretty much big spots in the painting, and the water start doing her stuff. Which one's gonna blend? It's gonna create heavy clouds, and it's kind of stormy. I don't think it's raining yet, but it's kind of stormy on the painting, because the ground is still dry, but then you have these heavy clouds. And I like the path in the middle. I think I'm gonna keep that for now. I'm gonna take some black gouache, because I wanna make this thing. Let's just put it in the middle. Let's take the black gouache. Something very contrasty in the middle. Maybe later I will use it for something. We'll see about that. But for now, I just want to make sure that everything is very separated. All right. I'm gonna go with the. Where is it? Oh, there it is. The palette knife. I love that thing. Let's keep pushing around. I think I'm gonna expand a little bit more with that white pad in the middle. Just go left and right, and probably going down to, I think this is, the one thing I realize is I don't need much details in my painting, at least at this point. I already did way too many paintings with so many details. And I feel like this one is more like floating around everyday landscape, because you see a beautiful view and you don't think, oh, that's a nice detail. No, you see the beautiful view and that's it. So I think that's that feeling I'm representing in most of the abstract landscapes series. And I did other stuff too. Well, way too many other stuff. If someone is familiar with my stuff, go and take a look. But this watercolors is giving me so much freedom, and I think that's what it is, the representation of that feeling. You see a beautiful landscape, you don't focus on anything, you just see it, and that's about it. That's why I'm avoiding on purpose so many details. All right, so as further we go on the foreground and midground, less I'm gonna push. I want to have this strong light coming from the middle, going to the top and the midground, and as more we go into the foreground, it's gonna kind of disappear. And that's gonna give us pretty good feeling of perspective and depth. So now let's see what we're gonna do with the horizon, because it's, you know, the water blended, and I wanna make it more clear what it is there. And this is probably gonna be one of the few details that we gonna put in this painting. Black wash, so I can prepare everything. And in general, the black wash doesn't blend that well, but I guess I put too much water on the beginning. And by the way, look at the sky. Fully develop itself. I don't need to do anything. Maybe a couple clouds in the end, but I'm not sure even about that. Well, we'll see, because I already have too many white spots up there. And once I start working on the horizon, we'll see how that's gonna reflect to the sky. All right, so black wash is there. Let's grow up some trees. And we're gonna grow them up by just pushing with the palette knife. Let me see how that's look. But then I have the light on the middle, and it's making that pass. Maybe it's gonna make sense to, let me try something. I feel like it's gonna make sense if I have the stumps and then I have some kind of reflection on the trees. And that, I'm assuming, is a forest up there. All right, so we're in a valley. It's a fall. There is a forest up there, and it's kind of heavy clouds, but it's not raining yet, and the light is going through the middle, and we have this deep light path in the middle. Maybe a little bit more details on the... Now, let's try to make the reflection. I think this is gonna open our painting pretty well. Just remove some of the paint. And when I say clear brush, I mean like clean brush. I don't know why I say clear all the time, but that's what it is. Remove, and then basically just emphasize on the trees, and that's gonna be our detail on this one. Now we have a forest. Maybe remove something on the foreground. Push it a couple of times for a nice line on the horizon line. Maybe a little bit more texture on the foreground. I will push some of the paint up, maybe a couple of rocks on the foreground too. Just more texture, just to be more interesting. And there you go. Watercolor, abstract, landscape.